big presentations, little presentations, doesn't make any difference. This is the wizard that you'll go through step by step, and the output is your presentation. Now, team 2, you're listening very carefully. Team 2, raise your hands. Because your job tomorrow is to apply the process we're going to use to Culligan, to selling Culligan water. Either the bottle-free or the bottled coolers. You're going to develop the presentation, and you're going to present the SNIB presentation on Wednesday. In session 1, we started with the upside-down triangle. Question: why is it essential for you to build trust? What is the primary value to you as a salesperson?
If you build trust with the customer, they'll be more willing to buy your product, which in turn makes you money.
Not quite. Close.
It allows you to understand your prospects and you can better understand what it is that, what the needs are going to be so you can benefit them.
Yeah, you're hammering up. Okay, next, experience.
It develops rapport, and if you understand your customer, they're going to feel more comfortable sharing their needs and opening up to you.
Sharing their needs. Keep going.
Sharing their needs in order to fulfill their needs, so you're going to have to talk to them on a kind of a personal level.
Yeah, you almost have it. Mr. Draper?
I was just going to go along with what they said, but you also develop a relationship with the customer that could potentially, you can get referrals from that customer as well to get other people.
That's true. But we got to move into step 2. For our benefit, we got to get them from step 1 to step 2. So why is it so important to build a substantial amount of trust? What do you want them to do in step 2?
Open up, tell you.
Who said open up? What's that mean? What do they always do in step 2?
Misdirect.
Judge.
And misjudge, what else do they do?
Question.
Question? They lie. They don't tell you the truth because they don't want to tell you what their biggest problems are. So the benefit of you building trust is that they'll be truthful to you. When you ask them questions, they'll tell you the truth. Only when you get the truth can you know whether or not they're a prospect. So we're going to walk through how to combine this step and this step in one powerful wizard. You ready? Now, question first. Who has a situation right now, they've got a pivotal issue in their lives? Like, I have to persuade somebody to do this. It's important for me to do this. Who's in the middle of one of those, they got a pivotal moment. They got to persuade somebody. It's really going to open up your life.
Applying for grad school.
I'm sorry?
Applying for grad school.
So you've got to persuade them to accept you for graduate school. You worried about it? Okay, there's number 1. We got number 1. Number 2, because we're going to vote on this. Mr. Owens?
I just got a new job, so I'm trying to persuade my bosses to give me more opportunities to work or more duties.
Okay, so we've got 1 is, my brain just went on grad school. 2 is advance me, but you just started there.
Right, but it's more of like a training. If I do well in these first weeks, then I can get more opportunities later on, I guess.
Okay, advance me. Okay, that's, what's the third one?
I want my parents to pay for a winter term class.
Ooh. Parents. Okay. Now, everybody gets 1 vote. We're going to use one of these examples to build a SNIB for it. So how many would like to work on Mr. Mansfield's graduate school? Raise your hands. Graduate school? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4. Right. How many want to work on Advanced Me? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And how many want to work on Parents Pay for Winter Term? And the hands go up. Okay. Parents Pay for Winter Term is the winner. I think there are some utilitarians in here. Well, if I can hear how he convinces her mom, then I can do this. Well, of course. Now, Mr. Mansfield, listen up. Because when you're through this, you'll just take the same process and apply it. Same with you, Mr. Owens. If you would bring down the front lights. Welcome, sir. Now, how many of you have opened up, have registered for SNIB WKU? Okay, very good. You know you have to turn pop-ups on. Now this one, it's really easy because it just gives you an option up here. Option, always allow pop-ups for SNIB WKU. Then you have to just refresh the page. It'll create a new window. Yeah. New presentation up to the left, up here. Name your presentation, which is, I'm going to call this Winter Term Class. Okay? Yes?
In the email you sent us, you said to click on the new presentation thing, and
Yeah.
I had no idea what you were talking about. I mean, I clicked on it, obviously I got that, but what were you wanting us to do?
Oh, that's how you create a new
She
presentation.
just wanted to show us where it was.
Yeah, and if you wanted to go through the process in advance, I'm just giving you that opportunity. So you name your class, and there's only one presentation type. It's singleton. Click the drop-down box, submit.
Hey, they're not gonna be emailing me 24/7, are they?
Oh,
You people.
why?
Oh, no.
This is my website.
Oh.
I created this. I got a grant from, cost $5,000 to build this. Got half the money from the Gordon Ford College of Business and half the money from the Center for Professional Selling. Did this 2 years ago, and I had a friend of mine who's a software genius build this program. This is based upon Jim Singleton, my friend Jim Singleton's lifelong method of persuasion. It's called the listener train of thought. We talked about it in here. But this incorporates both of these two steps into one. Any other questions? Now, anytime you have a presentation to give, what do you always know? You always know the idea that you want to talk about, and you know your audience. So, Ms. Box, your idea is
To get my parents. to-
Persuade.
Yep,
my parents, I can't type.
to pay for my winter term class.
And the course is
Spanish.
Spanish 101?
Well, 102.
102. Okay.
Yep.
Who is my listener? Now let's say your dad and your mom. Dad, What else do you know at the beginning?
The outcome you want.
Of course. You know what your parents, what you want them to do, and what else do you know? When. So you barbell your presentation. You got the beginning, you got the end. So next. What do you want your listener to do? That is, write me a check, or pay a bill, or pay the invoice. How do they do it?
Just pay it online, just pay the,
Pay for my, do you know how much?
I think it's near 1,000, I don't know the exact total.
$1,000 online. By when?
I'm trying to think of when the last day you can do it.
Oh, don't do the last day.
The first day.
Well, when do you want it? When do you want them to pay?
I would like them to pay it by Saturday.
Well, good. Perfect.
They need to get the ball rolling.
By Saturday, okay? You're gonna have this all done by Saturday, and you will. Next. Now, what do you, get my glasses on best I can. What needs will be fulfilled in your parents if they write the check for the course?
If they write the checks for the course, it would allow me to.
No, it's not you.
Oh, what
It's
would
not
help
you.
them?
It's them. What needs, which one of their needs will be fulfilled if they write the check for you to take the course?
I will be independent sooner because I will graduate faster.
Okay, okay, good. Graduate faster. Got it? What else?
Yeah, it keeps her out of their hair for a winter term.
Oh, okay. Now, hold on a second. Now, be careful. That's not a need that'll be fulfilled. That's a benefit. It's a benefit is she won't be, now we're just making this up. But we're brainstorming about this. You have to say, what inherent needs, psychological needs will be fulfilled?
She won't be sitting around on break, not doing anything.
Be sure.
But is that a need for them? That's not, that doesn't fulfill a need. What needs do they have?
It'll save them money in the long run.
Will it?
If they don't do
If she gets
Ms. Fox, hold on a second. Will it save your parents money?
Yes, because if it will help me graduate on time, and if I don't graduate on time, that's a whole other semester that I have to pay for. Well, I would have to pay back, but still.
But see, that's graduate faster. So saving money is the need. Graduating faster is probably the benefit. Okay? You have to think through these. But what are needs?
So saving money is always a need, it's never a benefit?
Well, think about, there's tied to the motivations of parents. What are the 6 motivations I taught you? Return on investment, right? Social, helping you, just to help you. Now, the question is, in knowing your parents well, what one of their needs will be fulfilled? It may be that your mother would love for you to speak Spanish because she values a dual language. Now, I don't know that, but see, that's a part of the process. We've got to figure out what's in it for them.
She could potentially one day tell the conjugate verbs in Spanish.
Is that, yeah, that's a benefit. That's a benefit if a need is fulfilled. So what basic need?
Hey, well, needs and benefits. I don't, geez.
Keep going with us. You'll get it. You'll get it. Just stay with us. Stay with us. You'll get it. Once we get these right, you'll see the difference. But basic fundamental need. Do they value knowledge?
My dad definitely does.
Okay, see, the theoretical drive is the drive to learn more. So if the father really values knowledge, so for dad, it's learning more to help me
Secure a job.
Is that one?
How is that neat for them?
It's your dad. Now we're gonna collect information on her dad and her mom later, but we're just doing this in advance. You always have to ask yourself, what needs will be fulfilled in my listener if they buy it? If they say, here's the $1,000, how will they feel when they do that? What will make them feel good? Your dad is probably theoretical. How about your mom? Is her social high
Her social side.
really high? Well, help me. Your mom won't buy the theoretical argument. Okay? So if you say, help me, that's not a real benefit to your dad. So what benefit, so what need in both your parents will be fulfilled? That's where we're going.
I mean, they both value me being happy, me being content in my life. So I guess if I could explain to them that taking this course would better enrich my life, they're going to be more apt to help me with it.
Okay. So now remember, you don't know this yet. The number one benefit we're searching for is your opening statement. Mom and Dad, I'm talking to you today because I want you, because you want me to be happy. Oh, wait, sorry. We're not to benefit yet. The need comes second. It's subject, need, idea, benefit. I've just gotten ahead of myself. So we want to first identify, when you say, I'm here today to give you this benefit, then you say to them, I know you need, and how do you fill in that sentence? Is it for me to get is to complete my education as soon as possible? Will that help them?
That would hopefully help.
Are they waiting for you to graduate so then when they have to pay the money they'll be able to buy things for themselves?
I wouldn't say it's as much that. It's just my parents put a high value on having a college degree, so I think that, and my mom always emphasizes how she wants me to graduate on time, and that's important to her that I graduate on time.
Okay. Graduating on time. Now we got it.
Hey, can you define what a need means in this?
Okay. A need is something that a person feels when is something that is fulfilling to them, that ignites that reptile brain. It says, ooh, wow, thank you, yes, that's what I want. Now, a benefit is something that they'll get if the need is fulfilled. The need is hungry. Now, if I persuade you to go to Rafferty's, I would say, I'm here today to talk to you about eating at Rafferty's tonight, because I know at about 6 o'clock you're going to be hungry. See? Benefit, need. The benefit is having barbecued spare ribs at Rafferty's, I'm making this up, the finest ribs in Bowling Green. Now, is that a benefit to you? Yeah, I know you're going to be hungry about 6 o'clock. Yeah, that'll fulfill my need. Better?
Yeah.
This is not easy. This is not easy, but you're asking exactly the right question. Graduate on time. So let's say that graduating on time. So you've got 4 needs are going to be fulfilled. Now this is a brainstorming process. Now right now, how many D's are above the line in graph 2? Mr. Tucker, I'm talking to you guys right now, already you're getting bored. Right? Why? Get to the point, man. I'm already beyond you. No! The point is you have to be methodical here. So at this point, go against your natural behavior and be methodical, because the S's that are here are saying, go, okay, I got step 1. Okay, now what's next? Step 2, step 3. This is the methodical approach that will deliver a presentation that will persuade. If If your idea is smart, specific, measurable, realistic, attainable, realistic, if it's within that bounds, and time-oriented, you'll get it. When you satisfy a need that a listener has, you create value. And that's what listeners want. They only want benefits to them. So, list all the benefits which your parents will accrue if you graduate on time. What benefits will they get?
They will no longer be financially supporting me. Well, hopefully. Absolutely.
What else?
She's smarter.
Keep it coming. Help her.
She gets a better future.
Who's out of the house?
Out of the house.
Why do you always say my
No, this is
out of the
perfect.
house.
This is perfect. In this step, in every step, you don't take it personally. You just write it down. This is brainstorming. Don't worry about how, who's gonna think what. You just write it down.
Does your mom want grandkids?
Yes.
Mom can tell me to graduate so I can make babies.
Now, I don't know this. This is just a benefit we're spewing out. What else? Other benefits?
Improve communication.
Is that a benefit to our parents? They can't, they're not, that's not a benefit to them.
Hey, if your
you're
parents speak
saying-
Spanish all the time.
Now, fluency in Spanish from Spanish 102, stretching it, right?
They could use it as a BS method and we wouldn't pay for it.
No, wait a minute, we're not trying to manipulate.
Okay.
We're telling the truth here. We're developing arguments that are true.
I would be closer to being able to pay back my student loans.
Oh, how's that benefit them?
They took out the loans for me and I'm gonna pay it back to them.
Oh.
So technically they pay for it. I didn't actually
absolutely.
take out loans, but I'm paying
Good.
it back for
Are
it.
they taking this
Oh,
one out?
pay back my, quicker. Sure, that's a benefit. What else?
Their credit score,
Okay, improve.
the more you borrow, the more you pay back, the better.
Would you saying it would make me happy if you benefit from it?
No.
But they
And
like
unless getting out of school, now has your journey as a student been a painful one for them? To what extent has your college, only you can say this, when you get through school where your parents go, oh my God, thank God she's out, or, I don't know.
I'm the good kid, so no, they're.
Okay, that's not it. My
Are you
parents
the first kid to
so
graduate?
relieved when I got
First
No.
child? A second?
I'm the baby.
We'll just say second to graduate college. Both children, your older
That's
sibling.
true.
Is that a benefit?
Mhm.
Okay. Second.
Older brother.
Mhm.
Yeah, so.
Good, what else?
Don't they feel better about themselves that they're
Right.
helping their daughter?
Proud.
Securing a potential future for them?
Self-fulfillment and her.
So so the idea here is, the need is, well, we haven't determined that yet, let's keep on benefits. Proud, is on time's gonna come up. What else? Mr. Thomas, what else? This is where it's hard. Just when your brain goes, oh, I'm done, screw this. No, 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 you gotta dig back in and think to yourself, what other benefit, knowing your parents, would they say, oh, that's great. That fulfills me. See, it is the sweetest sound they can hear. It's graduating on time. So when you graduate on time, what happens for them? They'll be relieved, happy. They'll be happy.
They'll be proud.
They'll be proud, happy and proud. You got those. Good, happy,
Party.
proud that I graduated.
Would a benefit be they'd be able to spend more time with her?
Oh, now you're talking. Got it.
Taking out of the house.
Now, we all have different relationships with our parents. Now, this particular one, they want her back. Now, Mr. Kirkpatrick, I don't know about you. So now, let's make the assumption that we have nailed all the benefits. But stick here. When you're building your presentation, this is a brainstorming step. So keep your brain focused here until it's absolutely dry. Now we can judge. Click on the most important benefit your listener will realize. You do this one, Ms. Box.
I would say proud that I graduated on time. Or not financially support me anymore. Those are pretty close.
Okay? Now then, if that's the number one benefit, what's the number one need?
Wait, I have another
Please.
benefit.
Okay?
What about going from that they don't have to support her anymore, and you can show them with these money that you're saving, you can be taking yourself a vacation.
Oh, so it's okay. So it's opportunity cost. Without paying for me, you're going to be able to do some things you couldn't do. Okay, I'll do that. Cool. Buy that.
But it's student loan.
Well, this is.
Man, you got credit paid off.
Okay, now we're going to do this. So now we hit next. We can always go back and add material. So still, you won't have to financially support me anymore? Is that it? And the need is graduate on time? Next. Now you have just built your SNIB. Subject, need, idea, benefit. The number one benefit starts at the beginning. Mom and Dad, I'm here today to talk to you about not having to support me financially anymore. I know you want me to graduate on time, don't you? Then, write me a check for $1,000 so I can take Spanish in the winter term. If you write me the check, you will, now you got to pick out of these the benefit, the three benefits that they will receive as a consequence. So it could be, you're going to be proud that I graduated on time, pay back my student loans quicker. You determine the ones that are appropriate. So this is how she sets it up. You set up every presentation with a SNIB. I'm here today to talk to you about, oh, I just forgot. What's your benefit? I'm here today to assure you that you'll no longer have to financially support me anymore. Am I listening? Yes. You want me to graduate on time, don't you? Yeah, we sure do. write me a check for $1,000 so I can take Spanish in the winter term. If you do, I'm going to pay back my student loans to you quicker. I'm going to be out of the house. You won't have, and at last, you will, and you'll spend more time with me, and you'll not have to financially support me anymore. Now, this is the key benefit, so you repeat it at the end.
Is it important to say how much money for any presentation? Say,
If that
buy this
is
for
what you
$1,000.
want, then you announce it.
Okay.
I want you to buy this.
I don't know if you want us to be so blunt with
Yeah, you do. I want to be bold. And what you're doing here is you're setting up some expectations, aren't you? Oh yeah, is this realistic? Is it achievable? If it is, now all you've done is you have set the bar high. Now what do you have to do? Are they going to write the check? No! What do you have to do?
How are the benefits there?
Nope.
Negotiate.
You gotta prove it. You gotta prove it. All you've done is set them up. Oh, I like this. Graduate early. Okay, $1,000. The value changed like this. No, I don't want to pay $1,000. Now you gotta build the value up. That's what we're gonna do. Questions? Now, how old is your dad? 52. And your mom is
52.
52.
Okay.
Now, we're not going to complete all of this because we don't have time to do it all. But what you would do in this is copy down every bit of information that's relevant to this. Actually, it's not even relevant. It's important for you to capture all the demographics here. So, what does your dad do for a living?
My dad owns no company, does website design.
You got them,
Owns,
Now, owns own company.
We understand.
Website design.
so.
Mom?
Yeah.
She works for an eye doctor.
Other roles and responsibilities. What's your dad like to do in his free time?
My dad's a painter.
Oh, an artistic painter. Ooh.
He has no website, you guys should get it up. He's really good, for real.
Sells his paintings on his website?
How much you sell? What's your that?
Okay, what other roles?
For him, fishing.
Fishes, okay, put that down.
He likes to smoke cigars.
Oh, good.
On the daily.
Is that a role or a hobby though?
Doesn't make any difference. We're just brainstorming. Collect everything you can. I'm going to show you why in a minute. But you need to collect as much information as you can. So how about your mom?
She likes antique.
So you got a lot of stuff in
What else?
There's not a bowling league.
Okay.
My mom's cool, guys.
Listen, all this stuff this is perfect. You're going to collect all this minutia. This is good. Keep going, Miss Fox.
I
One.
just said,
Enough?
yeah, that's
Okay. Where are they from?
Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Both of them?
They went to the same high school.
high school sweetheart?
People don't like this one a lot.
College?
My dad went to, oh no. I can't remember. It starts with the C.
Columbia?
Yes.
New York City?
No. Close. It starts with the C.
What state?
Is it in Kentucky or Tennessee?
In
Carson
London.
Newman?
No.
Cumberland?
Boom.
In Lebanon, Tennessee.
Thank you. It starts with the C. I was your daughter.
How about your mom?
She just went to community college.
Okay.
All state.
Hobbies. Now we got hobbies. You can put some of these down here, right? Fishes. Let's take all these right here. And we'll do this. These right here. We'll put them here. Okay. Got those. Any other hobbies?
That's about it.
Now, if you went on the internet, what could you learn about your parents?
My dad has his own website, so.
Right. Anything about your mom?
She's on her, like, the eye doctor she works for, she's on his website, but it's not very exciting.
Okay. What else do you know about your parents that will enable you to personalize your presentation?
My dad used to be in sales, so he's kind of a hard sell.
Oh, good. No. Salespeople are easy. They're easy if you give them benefits. If you don't give them benefits, they're tough. Okay, was in sales, so so is a. Okay, that's enough. You get as much information as possible. Next slide. Now, once you've got all this information, so in one part of your head you say, here's what I know about them, then you ask this question. What problem are my parents going to have in writing me the check, given everything I know about them? Problem one.
My dad put his own way through college, so he's kind of tight with.
Dad put okay, what else?
What if they need the money for something else?
Yeah.
Or they don't have the money.
We don't have a lot of money, I just want to clarify.
Can't afford it? Okay, that's realistic.
I have a question. Could you graduate in May and just take 18 hours or something?
Yes.
So you technically could.
Very good, Mr. Freeman.
Why are you, don't hate, no, I'm just kidding.
No. This is
I understand why you want
it.
This is perfect. Even the things you don't like, you gotta bring them to the surface. Like, why will they say no? Because then you'll be ready.
You might sacrifice a good grade point average if you take 18 hours though.
Okay, so 18 hours would
I mean, it might.
jeopardize.
Oh, that's totally true.
GPA.
Did I spell that right?
There's no and.
There's no, oh, right?
Yeah, that's.
The O?
Yeah.
Jeopardize GPA. Got it? Don't worry about this. What else? Why would they say no?
Have you tried doing this in the past?
No.
Okay.
Do you work?
No.
Yeah.
You
I did.
don't, you could work and make the money over
You have a profit set yet? At all?
Christmas,
Yeah, do it.
right? You could make it yourself.
And then take a summer course.
Your dad might say that, you gotta be ready. You could graduate and take a summer course. Now, you're not going to hand them every argument. If they don't bring it up, you don't bring it up. Now, unless not knowing would lead them to know that you didn't disclose something up front. So it's much better if you disclose this and then give your reasoning behind it. What else?
So are you saying they don't feel like they're being cheated?
Exactly.
So it would be better
This
to
is not
say,
this is not a prescription to manipulate. It's got to be win-win.
so it would be better to say like, yes, I could take 18 hours in the spring semester and still graduate on time, but it would
Exactly.
be more beneficial and then give a benefit why. I should-
That's it. Now we're going to work on that evidence later. Right? How are we doing on time? 5 minutes.
Yeah, fine.
Okay. So let's say we've now thought of all the problems. If we haven't, there's still an opportunity to go back. Now, key. This is key. This is where you're going to spend your time. Now you've got all your answers. Dad put himself through college. And wants me he would want me to also put my way through school. Now there are 6 forms of evidence from which you can pull to deliver every piece of evidence you'll need to counterbalance, to counteract their objection. The first one is an analogy. What's an analogy? It's a comparison. And if you're going to do an analogy, you do one that has something to do with them. So it's a bowling analogy to your mom. It's a smoking cigar analogy to your dad. That's going to resonate with things that they're familiar with. What's an example? Easy. An example that really occurred. An experience. Is it more persuasive to tell them an experience that you've had or that you know that they've had? They've had. Always more persuasive. Is there some expertise involved that they have that you can say, you're the expert on this, you know this? Is it a fact? Is it something that is known and accurate today? And last, you can use a statistic. But I can tell you, statistics are way overused as proof statements. Because liars figure, and figures lie. A statistic is okay as long as you cite the source. When you're through, for every one of these, you develop your answer. I'll show you why this makes sense. Oh, we didn't. It's all right. Now, summary screen. When you're finished and you've given your forms of evidence, you then say need plus idea equals benefit. After you've said all your answers, you'd say, I know you want me to graduate on time. Write me a check for $1,000. If you write me a check for $1,000, you're going to get this, 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 and this. That is how you conclude. So let's go to next. Here is your completed presentation. Now, finished. Here's what happens. For every statement you have, you choose a what? An image. So there's an image library that's right here. You can use the images that are here. You can go out on the web. You can bring them into your program and use that image. So let's say this is the first one. There it is. You're not going to have to support me financially anymore. So when you put that, when you select the image, it automatically writes it to the drive. So you now then hit close, that saves it. You exit this, then you refresh it. you refresh it. Winter term class, there it is. Now right down here, you click on that triangle. It opens it up in PowerPoint. You've got your whole presentation with all your images. Now there's a little problem right here. Don't have this fixed. See this opening statement? It's saying opening statement instead of your number one benefit. If this said the opening benefit, you drag this down here, put it in the notes, bring your image to here, and you know what to do. Remind you, I'm here today to talk to you about not being financially responsible for me anymore. Now, you're not going to use this with your parents, but this is how to create the images for every one of your presentations that will persuade from this point forward. Questions?
How do you do it for a big group of people?
You think about the demographics of the group. This is an audience at my church. This is my girlfriend. This is the guys I play basketball with. And you think about the characteristics of the group, how old they are, how long they've been together. You think about all the demographics. It's important for you to do it because then when you look at the problems they're going to have, you can see, oh yeah, Bob, like my dad wants to he put himself through school. So I've got to